What's up, friends? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Madam Adam, of course, and welcome to the first episode of a new content segment we're calling Dear Madam Adam. I did a few of these on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. And if you're familiar with my podcast, Modern Magical Meddling, this is very, very similar. Basically, it's a write-in, agony aunt kind of segment that's going to be done here on YouTube exclusively. Maybe little snippets posted to my social media, but it's really simple. Write in to dearmadamadam@gmail.com for a potential reading of tarot or just some advice from me and some shade from me as well. You might be put in your place, honey, if I don't like it, or if basically I'm going to give you my honest opinion on whatever comes up here. So let's go ahead and get started and see some advice that we've got here. So someone wrote in and said, "Dear Madam Adam, your videos always pop up when I am feeling conflicted or stressed. I've been watching your videos for some time now, and I really need an outsider's point of view and advice." Well, that is what I am here for. This past year, my sister has gotten into a lot of trouble. She just recently was arrested, and I had to spend my birthday picking her up from jail. When she was in jail, we got custody of her kids. She doesn't seem to really care or try to see them. She's now lost her apartment. She just doesn't seem to care about anything. My question is, do I continue putting effort toward trying to help her, or do I move on and let life happen for her in its own way and time? Am I harming my own energy by trying to be there to help her? Thank you so much for your time. Yeah, no, I would back the fuck up. Honestly, if I were you, it sounds like we're teaching your sister that you'll be there. And although you're trying to do the right thing, you're honestly just enabling and probably hurting yourself in trying to help her. Yeah, temperance. We need to approach more balance here. There's not an even exchange of energy at all. So I would pull the fuck back, girl. I understand people going through stuff and you know, the need for help and all of that. But if people are not willing to help themselves, you need to pull back. So I would distance yourself from this if I were you, honestly. That's my advice. Let's see what else I've got here. Dear Madam Adam, first, I would just like to say thank you for being such a prominent inspiration for my own tarot journey. I'm flattered. Along with that, I'm still learning and trying to master many aspects of it. My most frustrating aspect for myself is trusting my intuition. A very common thing, I think. I feel I am chronically talking myself out of what it is and continue to tell me. For instance, it has taken me over a year to come to a conclusion of a big life change. And looking back on my journey, I believe the cards have been telling me for at least 2 years now. I always brushed it off to the side, assuming I was understanding them wrong. I just didn't trust that I was receiving the full message properly. And there was something I wasn't picking up. Had I trusted myself, I don't think I would be in the mess I am right now. Long round way of asking over. I am hoping you may have some tips for trusting one's intuition. Thank you for your time, and what you're doing is truly appreciated. Absolutely, my friend. So here's the thing. I have a really good intuition exercise that I always recommend for my students that I think would be helpful in this circumstance, especially in doing your own reading, which my controversial opinion, if you don't read for yourself, you have no business reading for other people. It's like going to a dance teacher that doesn't dance. It's like going to a hairdresser who has fucked up hair. Why would I do that? If you can't take your own advice, why the fuck would I take advice from you? So if you have a hard time reading for yourself, you need to get over that bias, and my intuition exercise should help you work on that. So here's how it is. Basically, you pull your 3-card spread, or however many cards you're going to pull. I think having more than 3 in this exercise is a bit much. But a 3-card pull, you leave them face down. Now, what you do is you set a timer on your phone or your device for a minute. You flip your cards over, start the timer. You give yourself 60 seconds to divine your reading and take any notes that you want to take on it. And that's it. That's the read. You don't give yourself time to second guess it. You don't give yourself time to overthink it. Whatever you come up with, that's the read. That's it. That's what it means. Period. Point blank. End of read. Okay? So try that. But it's just the knee-jerk thing. The way you interpret it, knee-jerk, is probably what's right. You know? So it's learning what something means. Like whenever I see the devil card, I don't go, bad. I have a different relationship with it now because of my experience with it and taking the time to learn what that card means. So my bias has changed. Does that make sense? I hope that's helpful. Moving on. All right. Here we go. This one's kind of wordy. Let's see. Dear Madam Adam, I'm a fan from Australia. I love your whole vibe, and the way you talk is like listening to a friend. I love that. Thank you. I'm in limbo. The way I got here is my husband cheated on me with an employee a couple of years ago. Our second child was only 6 months old when it started. The affair carried on for 3 months. During the affair, she became pregnant and had an abortion. They claimed to love each other. Then, at some point, after the abortion, she had an STI, so my husband gave me headache tablets, which I later found out was medication for the STI. So there's been a lot of deceit. Oh my God. What the fuck? Oh my God. They still work together, and while it's been 18 months or so since I found out, it's still unresolved. He won't do therapy, and he thinks the answer is for me to be more attentive to his needs, or we could have an open marriage, which I don't want. I'm scared of how hard life will be as a single mom. No, you got this. No, I'm still also scared of staying in limbo with unresolved trust issues. I'm stuck. I don't know what I should do, and I feel like I've got nothing left, but he keeps asking for more. Any advice? Girl, leave! Bye! No. No. You deserve to be happy. 10 of Cups energy. You have to think about what you want and how having what you want is going to make you feel. Nothing that you're doing right now aligns with any emotional goal that you would have. Girl, you need to get the fuck away from this thing. No, ma'am. You can handle being a single mom. Honey, whenever I want to remind myself that I've got this, that I can handle it, whenever I want to reassure myself that I can handle something, look at the people that are doing that. Look at the other single moms out there. Look at your dumb fucking friend, your dumb fucking neighbor, that acquaintance that you don't know how the fuck she figures it out, but somehow she manages to every single time, and she's not the brightest crayon in the box. If she can fucking do it, you can fucking do it. Come on, girl. This is unacceptable. You're teaching people that you're a doormat. No, ma'am. He's drugged you? Are you I'm pretty sure that's illegal, but we're not going to go into that here on Dear Madam Adam. But, bitch, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. You need to move. You need to get out. This hardship, it's going to have to get worse before it gets better because it's going to be abrasive. The lifestyle change is going to be abrasive. But think about what the fuck you're teaching your kid about settling and the kind of monster their other fucking parent is. No, ma'am. You have no business doing this. I am shocked and appalled that you have the strength to stay. If you have the strength to tolerate this kind of shit, then you have more than enough strength to move on. Do what's best for you, please, God. All right. Let's move on. All right. Dear Madam Adam, I love your content and I've been following you for a while. Your whole vibe is inspiring, but I especially love your nails. Always on point. Literally. Thank you. My question is about my relationship. I started dating my ex again 5 months ago. Things work out. Sometimes we cycle back into people's spheres. It happens. We have a long history together. We separated on good terms before, and our time apart, I went on a whole spiritual awakening and healing journey. We didn't date anyone else in our time apart, despite us actively trying to. Something just doesn't feel right. I'm not sure if it's my intuition or some sort of self-fulfilling prophecy. Our relationship is deeply loving, but also has issues, as any relationship does. Can you please give me some clarity? Much. Thanks so much, Lisa. Absolutely, Lisa. Let's see what we've got in relation to this. Now, I will say the first thing that popped in my brain when you said, I went on a whole spiritual awakening and healing journey. You went on that journey. He did not. So, you might be more self-aware than they are. If you want this to work, it's going to be just that. It's going to be work. Two of Pentacles energy, things are simpler for you than they are for them. Things are maybe a bit more complicated. You got more clarity. You got more self-awareness. So this is going to be Eight of Pentacles. It's going to be work. It's going to be trial and error. It's going to be a consistent effort. And that's up to you whether or not you want it. But Ace of Wands energy here, we kind of need this to be a fresh start, a new beginning on a passionate level. So you might have different shit you care about now. Our goals might be different in the relationship. So it sounds to me like, although we're both good people, but like you've grown into something else that maybe they haven't grown into yet. So I would think about that. Let's see here. This is fun. I hope you're enjoying yourself. If you have, make sure you're commenting any advice you have for anyone listening or anyone that we're reading for. And don't forget to write into dearmadamadam@gmail.com. I would love to have your content, or to have you for content. I'd love to have you write in. Dear Madam Adam, I've loved your content and it's gotten me back into tarot and my path again. I'm so glad. But I've been struggling with ADHD paralysis as of late. Join the club. I know who I am and how powerful I could potentially be, but it's like I'm being held back for some reason. I have a fear of success, and I can't seem to break through. How can I break through this cage I have to really focus on what I'd like to truly be, a spiritual leader? Thank you for your time, and I'm gushing, by the way. You're an inspiration. Oh my God, I love you. You're so sweet. So first things first, babe. Therapy? Yes? I have found therapy to be wonderfully effective in my own journey. I don't know. I've been you know, fear of success. You got to do it scared. You got to do it scared. You got to do it anyway. The sun, joy, do the things that make you feel good. If you have a habit that makes you feel good, it's not necessarily a bad habit. It's not like you've got to drink 6 beers to get out of bed, you know? So the sun, joy, optimism, positivity. We have to try to find the light, find the joy. Maybe it's as simple as you going outside. Maybe it's as simple as you getting some vitamin D, you know? Yeah, Queen of Wands energy. Quit seeking permission. Quit seeking someone to give you the ready, set, go. Give it to yourself. Maybe we need a routine. Devil energy. Yeah, no one's stopping you but you. You got to hold yourself to a transaction. You got to make a bargain with yourself somewhere that upon you completing this task, you will reward yourself thusly. 10 minutes, an hour, be logical. But if you're not, the paralysis is self-induced. And I know that from experience. So you got to choose for you and make sure that you're practicing your free will. But just do what feels good and do it without permission. Give it to yourself and for a limited time. Structurize yourself as much as you can. Is that a word? Structurize? I don't know. It is now. Moving on. Let's see. All right. Ooh, this one sounds interesting. Dear Madam Adam, I had a brief, intense situationship that left me wrecked internally. I've been there. Chat, have you been there? He moved on fine. I was 19 years old. He was 24. Basically, I caught feelings and I believed he didn't. That was 23 years ago. Then the last 2 months, I have been consumed by intense, painful feelings of and about him. Why? Why out of the blue? We have never kept in touch or connected, not even once. We're not acquaintances on social media of any kind. That's by design. Good for you. So basically, we are avoiding each other like the plague or out of sight, out of mind. So why is it back on my mind? Help. Seriously haunted. Wow. I fully believe in this kind of haunting. I have an ex that's no longer with us. And I remember there was a time a few months ago when I was driving to the pool and just the strongest feeling of him smacked into my brain. I felt like he was sitting next to me in the car. So I just started talking to him. And the first thing I said to him was, see, I win. I said, see, I win. You didn't win. I did. Like, despite everything, you know? And not even like that I won, that I'm still alive, but that, like, he didn't break me. This was not a good relationship. But I don't know why that comes up. I don't know what brings that on. Maybe it was the song I was listening to. Maybe it was a lyric or something. I don't know why that comes up, but I just wanted to sympathize that, like, I have my own ghosts. I think we all do. Comment if you have some of your own hauntings of this nature. This is something that I find truly fascinating. But why? Four of Wands energy for you, my friend. It's so that you look at what you got. It's so that you look at where you are. Four of Wands energy is about the home. It's about the relationships that you have now, the commitments that you keep now. The home is a place, the home is a vessel, the home as an energy, all of that. Yeah, King of Cups energy, to remember the love you have in yourself as well, and to lead with love and compassion. That we're all doing what we think is best. Even this relationship that devastated you and wrecked you internally, everyone's doing what they think is best. Everyone's doing what they think is right, even if it hurt us. So it's to make sure that you maintain your boundaries. Nine of Wands energy. Boundaries are here as well. The need to make sure that you see the growth that's taken place since then. So you've got your own home. You've got your own priorities. You're still kind. You're still loving. That part of you hasn't changed. So make sure you keep that boundary and you won't let this change you. You haven't and you won't. So I hope that makes sense. But I resonate with that completely. And it makes me think of that too, of what, like, when his presence, his name was John, whenever John's presence came to my feeling or to my mind, it just made me think of my husband, Dustin, and, like, you know, what I've got now. And, like, I hope you're fucking watching, motherfucker. You put me in the hospital. I hope you're watching me. I hope you can see me. I hope you're seeing all of this. And you're like, huh. You know what I mean? Fuck you. All right. Let's move on. Let's see. Dear Madam Adam, I started following you last year, and your videos always pop up on my feed when I am in need of insight and a kick in the noggin or a laugh. You have such a captivating and genuine spirit, and I love watching your videos. Thank you so much. Something I've been struggling with is learning to take up space and working through social anxiety. I admit that my self-confidence isn't where I want it to be, and I often fall into the listener-helper role in relationships. You're so open, free, and willing to share yourself and your talents, and I deeply admire that. Do you have any advice? Love, Shay. Absolutely, Shay. So, being me, being you, being anybody comes with its own anxieties, its own faux pas, its own things, right? Being anyone, being human comes with its own stuff. So even me being open and willing and sharing of myself, having nails and dressing the way I want to dress, having tattoos and being so openly me does come with its own anxieties. And when I'm stared at in public and when people are making me feel like I shouldn't be somewhere, we live in Orlando. So we go, it's Theme Park USA. So it's everyone from all over the place comes here. And there was a time where we went to this pizza place in Disney Springs, and there was a family that was just staring at me with my nails and my outfit. And they were just pointing and laughing, pointing and snickering and pointing. And, like, I would look at them and they would stop. Like, it was high school, a grown-ups included, a whole family of people. And I just sat there, and when we left, I turned around and looked at them and I said, I can hear you and see you, right? Like, you're not exactly being subtle. And Dustin, my husband, was like, babe. And I was like, I know, it's not worth it, but, like, some tact would be lovely. And, like, thank you for enjoying the show, So it gets to me and it gets under my skin as well, and feeling like I shouldn't have been there then, that, I don't belong there then, when you're all Taurus. I live here. Fuck you. But beside the point, when things like this happen, I have to remind myself of some simple truths and facts when it comes to taking up space. Some simple truths and facts. I have to close my eyes, take a deep breath, and say to myself these facts. I'm not hurting anyone. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just trying to be happy. Breathe. I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not breaking any rules. I'm just trying to be happy. That's it. And in doing that, it's like, oh, okay. You're the one with the problem, not me. So that's where a lot of it is, that like I've been judged or made fun of for one reason or another. When I was in middle school, it was because I had a swishy walk. People would call me a faggot from cars and throw shit at me from moving vehicles. Like at some point, it's like, come up with a new insult. People have stared at me my whole life, and I used to think it was because I was ugly. And people would say it was because I was ugly or my glasses or something about the way I walked or moved or whatever. But people have been doing it so long that eventually it's like, I'm going to give you something to stare at. I'm 36 years old. I'm looking in a mirror and I'm like, this is it. This is it. This is me. This is who I am. Shay, at some point, it's like, this is me. This is me. This is who I am. And taking up space just means, it doesn't mean taking space from anyone else. Taking up space to me is just like COVID, 6 feet. Give me the space to exist without you fucking crowding me. Give me the space I need to breathe. Don't crowd me. Don't take up my shit. Give me the freedom to do whatever I need to do to exist. That's it. That's all you're doing. You're not hurting anybody. You're not doing anything wrong. You're just trying to be happy. You're just trying to get by. 3 of Swords energy. Try to lower your expectations of others and of yourself. Expectation creates disappointment. I expect people to do nothing. I expect people to be worried about themselves. I expect people to be primarily self-centered, as they should be. You should be worried about you. You should be. But you should also understand that you're not the only main character in this shit. We're all the main character. Everyone is the main character in their movie, but you're not the only movie at Blockbuster, girl. But that doesn't mean you put yourself on clearance either. No one has to like you. No one has to help you. No one has to watch your movie. But lower your expectations so that you can live a more carefree existence. You'll be lighter to you, and maybe so will your existence and expectation of other people. I expect people to be worried about themselves, and unfortunately, that means that them doing what is right and best for themselves might mean bullying or putting someone else down so they can feel like a big shit in a crowd. They'll deal with that karma. They'll deal with that repercussion. It is my job to remember that I'm not hurting anybody, I'm minding my business, and I'm just trying to be happy, and to pity that motherfucker, to feel sorry for them. That's what it is. So that's my advice, my friend. 3 of Swords energy. Your disappointments are created by your expectations. You expected people to care, for people to go around you. I expected people to be just nice. Nope. No one has to be nice. People just have to worry about their own. And that's why living in theme park USA, I am so aggravated when parents don't parent their children at theme parks. That is the bare fucking minimum thing you have to do, is just keep an eye on your personal belongings. And that toddler running around and running into me and bumping into me and getting their sticky fucking paws all over everything is your responsibility. So that's all I expect, and I can't even have that. So I've rambled enough, I think, for one episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed these little pieces of advice and ramblings. This is kind of what my podcast was like. But I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Please write in to dearmadamadam@gmail.com. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. Listen, for a small business like mine, engagement goes a really, really long way. Stick around on the channel as well for deck reviews and readings, and thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate your love and support. Don't forget to take a deep breath. Unclench your jaw, fuck it up. Remember, babe, people ain't shit. Everything is made up. Why can't you make up what you want for you?